Conformal cyclic cosmology, CCC, suggests that events may have preceded our Big Bang. The theory, if proven, would indicate that events in our remote future could coexist with events in our distant past. In other words, what we call here may actually be the same as that which we call there.
Sandra Brandt.
Carol Jenkins. What is this?
Old style, I guess. We'll just have to wait and see.
Right. So, you work with Wallstein, right?
Yes. You?
Pen pals, you could say. For years now. Sharing our thoughts, reflecting on each other's work, that sort of thing. I have never actually met him. What's he like?
Ah, unique.
I mean, he has a theorem named after him. It's used all over the world. Is he hiding from something? He hasn't published anything since...
Jenkins. You're Jenkins and Macmillan.
Well, I'm not Macmillan. But yes, that's me.
So, what do you think this is about?
Sandra?
David?
Det var länge sedan. Du ser ut att må bra.
Jo då. Ja, jag visste inte att du skulle vara här. Det här är Carol Jenkins. She wrote those articles on spatial discontinuity.
Hi, David Forsberg.
Nice to meet you.
Fascinating stuff.
Well, we just made a connection no one else had seen. Crossed a boundary, you could say.
Well, what do you think this meeting is about anyway?
No idea.
I so want to meet him. But why does he want to meet us?
That is a bit unusual.
Unheard of. In 10 years, he's never shown any interest.
There must be a reason why he's bringing us together. Any ideas of what it could be?
There's 4 of everything.
Hey, did you also have to leave all of your things at the reception desk? Now, why did we have to do that?
It is odd.
You think he's found something? Had a scientific breakthrough?
But he would trust us, wouldn't he?
Kate, Watana, CTF Astrophysics Lab.
Sandra Brandt.
I know. Lund University. The only one Wallstein ever meets. I wonder why. David Forsberg, electromagnetic interference expert. And Carol Jenkins, professor of quantum physics at one of those American universities. So, what do you think this is all about?
What is your guess?
Well, it's obvious that we're here to discuss some magnetic disturbance relevant both at a subatomic and cosmic level. Judging by Sandra's presence, it will require quite complex mathematics. The question is, why the secrecy? Why did we have to leave our things? And why did they just lock us in?
Don't touch that door. Unnecessary inconvenience, you will soon understand. Please. I will explain. Please. Dear colleagues, welcome to this room. You may wonder why you are all here. Rest assured, this room will become the most important room in your life. I apologize for not being there in person. Believe me, if I could, I would. But as you soon will understand, that is quite impossible. So you will have to watch this recording instead. You have all been doing research involving large, complicated numbers, and those are the numbers you will be dealing with today. My own research has brought me into areas that some would call... well, let's just say I don't do what everyone else does. Some of you know more about this than the others, and on your shoulders lie a heavier burden. Now, concentrate and listen. When this recording of me finishes, you will not be able to play it again. And the things I tell you, you will want to hear. They will be absolutely critical to your survival. To be precise, turn 21 tonight. You will all die. But you can prevent your deaths from happening. I will give you the keys to succeed, and you will have to work together to use them. I wish I could tell you more, but that would only confuse you.
It's just a game.
In a game, someone wins.
What are you talking about?
Not all of us will leave this room.
You can't be serious.
All right, that's enough. It is time to get started. I will give you a list of numbers, and you will have to use these numbers to secure your own survival. So, grab a pen, everyone, and let's get started. $604.00926. 443.116. 395,46284. 6.7408 times 10 to the minus 11. 3.1488, mind you. 763. 164.3063.
Is anyone else having trouble following this?
1.221. 0.808. 12,461.
264.891.
264.891. 2.765 times 10 to the 30. And finally, 666. Just kidding. I'm just making sure that you are all still listening. Now, some final words. I am not alive. Unless my doctors are complete idiots, I have only about 2 weeks to live. And when you're watching this, those 2 weeks were a long time ago. So instead, you are here. And if you are half as smart as I think you are, you will be able to figure out why. And if you don't, you will most likely die. Good luck.
What was that?
He's dead?
Did he just threaten to kill us?
Did anyone get all those numbers?
Are you really going through with this? I mean, what's going to happen? How could he possibly know that we will die at a specific time? How can we believe that?
Can we take the risk? What if what he says is true?
What are you doing?
We have 4 hours.
This is silly. There's nothing stopping us from leaving. I mean, come on.
Carol, what if? What if there is something to stop us leaving the room?
Look, I'm sure I can force that lock.
Maybe it's booby-trapped.
So he trusts he can scare us.
But he knows us. He knows we wouldn't take his word for it. He could have done something to...
Something to scare us.
Or to kill the one that tries. Wait! Carol!
Oh, Wallstein, you shithead!
Calm down. You calm down. Försiktigt.
What about that number? That number you knew was gonna come up. What was that?
Yeah. How did you know that? What is that number?
I put 2 of the other numbers into this equation. By interpolating the values, I could derive the next number in the series.
You made that calculation and interpolated a new value while he was still giving us new numbers? How could you possibly do that?
What is the equation?
Big Bang?
Yes.
And the value?
Was a calculation. You didn't measure it.
How could I measure it? It hasn't happened. Yet.
No. We're not talking about this. This is crazy.
The end of expansion.
A black hole.
Created from what exactly?
I don't know. I just know what the numbers tell me.
And they tell you a new universe is about to be created.
This is exactly the kind of thing Wallstein does. Did. What else?
Okay, fine, I'll give it a minute. What about tachyons?
More?
Oh, how about time travel?
Molecular displacement.
Alien invasion?
What numbers do you base that on?
Oh, I don't know. What do you think? 3.14 treble 8, for example. Isn't that the average circumference of your normal flying saucer? In their units, I mean. What are those units called again? Alien feet?
You think this is funny? You think you will get out of here acting like that? Do you think I would hesitate to kill you if it would guarantee me getting out of this room alive?
Kate.
I mean it. Do you like gambling? I don't. You should take this seriously. We may look like fools when it turns out to be a joke, but I'm not willing to take the risk.
Nobody's going to die.
And you know this how?
We're doing this for a while to see where it leads us.
All right, so we play along for now, just in case.
Yeah.
Something's missing.
Okay. Let's all look at the numbers again and find new ways of combining them.
Look, what are we doing? Do we really think we can stop this thing from happening just by writing down some numbers?
Stop what?
Well, exactly. We don't even know. Look, just because Wallstein says something doesn't make it true. Why should we believe him? Why should we trust him?
What happens if we don't?
So, what do we do?
We figure out what it is we're supposed to stop.
Or we figure out a way to get the hell out of here.
Well, maybe you want to try the door again. Better one of us gets electrocuted twice.
What do you mean?
The door. Maybe it's safe now.
Do you want to try to open it again?
No. David should.
But
Look, I'm not touching anything electrical. I have a bad heart.
I have a look.
Hey, guys. What if we short out the electricity? That would kill the door trap, right?
No, it wouldn't.
Well, I think we should try it. I think we should try anything.
Yes, she's right. It's too easy.
Now, look, we're gonna die if we don't try everything. What kind of a sick room doesn't have a single wall socket?
It wouldn't work. That just can't be the solution. Why this math problem if it's only a wall socket that needs to be shorted?
Well, maybe that's it. He wants us to panic. So we start trying all these electrical things until we're all electrocuted. Panic will kill us. So the solution is we do nothing, because nothing's going to happen. The numbers are only decoys. The only way we survive is if we ignore the numbers. Ignore solving this unidentified problem.
Try to get out of here and the effort might kill us. We don't. Some event within a couple of hours will kill us. So which is it? How do we decide what to do?
We do both. I check the room, and you guys continue with the numbers.
But what are we looking for? What problem are we trying to solve? That's just a hypothesis. Never been measured properly.
So, we're gonna die of one of two things. Either we're gonna be ripped apart on the molecular level, or a new Big Bang starts right here. Now, hey, that's our best option. Kate's number.
Think about it. If we have to be in this room, it has to be local. It has to be something that happens only here.
Maybe it's a small bang.
Still, there is that number.
Could it be relevant to some other scenario? Okay, let's compare our notes.
Well, it looks like we've more or less come to the same conclusions. Actually, what's the point? I mean, let's say we figure out what these numbers mean and it's some disaster or some cosmic event or whatever. How are we going to stop it?
The right numbers can solve any problem.
Well, you've got a number that's wrong right there. That is 3078.
No, it isn't. I'm sure of it. It's 3063.
Oh, no, I'm quite sure I'm right.
Well, I'm positive I'm right.
Huh.
Maybe Wallstein lied. Maybe he's watching us.
As someone with a microscope might study creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water.
Did you guys see that?
What?
Kate. I think I saw her change.
She looks all right to me.
You didn't notice anything strange?
No, I mean, somebody moved, then moved back. One of you.
No, we didn't.
You didn't? Okay.
Hey, better get your act together. I don't see you making your calculations. We all depend on them, you know? Hey, Sandra.
What?
Can we have you back here in the room with us? We have less than 2 hours.
Back in the room?
You were daydreaming, gone, like you were not even here.
Not here.
2 hours. It's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a thought. Time travel. It's not such a bad idea after all.
Except that it's impossible.
Basically, it's the same thing. You go from here to here without passing here. The dimension is time, otherwise it's the same.
It's linear.
You can't go backwards.
Still, it's a displacement. What?
Listen, I have an idea.
What?
What if the theta in Kate's causal design represents the same function variable as in my spatial balance algorithm? Then we could run those two together and reduce... What?
What? What the fuck just happened?
What happening?
What is going on?
No, no.
What are you doing to me?
Calm down.
Right, so that's it.
Yeah. It has to be.
Only it is impossible.
Or it used to be. You can see patterns of it in the cosmic microwave background. But those are just numbers of a measuring tool. This is it. The real thing. Here. Now. And you just did it.
What are you both talking about?
You crossed the boundary. You both did.
So you're saying that what we saw was...
Yes,
She was here.
it must have been her. For a moment.
Who? Who was here? Who was here? God damn it! Some answers! What just happened? What are you doing? What the hell are you doing to me? Answer me, goddammit!
Kate, why did you do that?
Now we can tell them apart.
What the hell is going on? What are you doing? You keep moving around. Why did you scream? I'm feeling a little lost here. What is this boundary you're talking about?
The causal boundary. That's what all this is about. The numbers, the equations. Eternal inflation. Measured before, always at the edge of what we can see way out in space. But if we understand these calculations correctly, this time it's closer, much closer. There's a bubble colliding with us, with our bubble, right now, right here.
Here as in this end of the universe or here on Earth?
Here. In this room.
In this room. And I crossed the boundary twice. I didn't see it.
The important thing now is to figure out why Wallstein arranged this. Why did he want us in this room?
Well, that's obvious, isn't it? I mean, what will happen to us? I mean, you saw what happened to Carol.
So this thing will affect us all.
We will all die.
No. Wallstein wouldn't... was a scientist. His intention couldn't simply be for us to die. It's just not what he does.
He wants us to do something.
Then why not just tell us to do it?
We wouldn't have believed him. Dear colleagues, you are all here today to
stop a parallel universe from invading our own and causing the complete destruction of mankind and all the known universe.
And it's a method.
What method?
Put problem solvers in a situation they know nothing about, put pressure on them, time constraints or whatever, and they produce better results. Give them too much background information, make them feel comfortable and relaxed, and their work is less effective and takes longer.
So we will work better because he has given us too little information.
It's a known paradox.
Yes. Yes, that makes sense. Take Kate's equation and transform it using these numbers. There will be two of everything. It's two worlds, exactly the same. When the bubbles touch, things must switch places, and somehow I cross over to the other side.
And the other you comes here.
And you can't tell the difference.
Yes, we can. The other you has a mark on her shoulder.
That still doesn't explain why we're here. Why did Wally arrange this?
To explore, to measure, it would be a scientific breakthrough.
Or to act. To stop this thing before it hurts someone.
Before it destroys the boundary.
That would rip the universe apart. Is that it? Does he expect us to save the world?
We can figure out when the next flip or switch will take place.
They're happening all the time. Don't you see? We're only seeing the obvious ones, the ones involving people. What about all the little ones? The things that flip? And there must be crossovers happening all the time. Particles crossing over the boundary. Loads of them. Millions.
Microflips. I remember Wallstein talking about them once. Microflips. Miniature crossovers from one side of the boundary to the other.
So small we can't see them.
I'm sure we can figure out what they are.
I have an idea.
It can be reversed before it happens.
We could stop the microflips by creating a magnetic field. How strong would you say the current has to be?
It wouldn't work. We need a high voltage. Look, we need thousands of volts.
There's a magnet in there. It's wiring.
Dear Cal, I hope this letter finds you in better shape than I am. You will be pleased to know that I have stumbled upon something quite remarkable. As you know, many consider my research a bit odd. I present numbers and calculations, and they say they do not believe them. But science is not a belief. It is absolute. It helps us to open doors into new worlds. In recent years, my calculations have opened such a door. Let us liken our universe to a soap bubble, floating in a bubble bath with other soap bubbles. We are living on the edge of this bubble. Our universe is just one bubble among many, many others. When two bubbles collide, they could stick to each other, they could deform each other, or they could merge into a much bigger bubble. Imagine two circles. If they are next to each other, they occupy two circle areas. But if they share the same origin point, they only occupy one circle area. Agreed? Now, imagine the same for two universes. Undoing the creation of said universe. If we assume there is another universe, luckily, I have figured out a solution. If we were to observe,
it is impossible.
Can we have you back here in the room with us? You were not even here with us. Like you were not even here.
She was here.
It must have been her.
Did you say you have a bad heart? You wanted David to check the door because you thought he was the one who tried it the first time.
What was that number?
We disagreed on it. I was sure it was 3063.
Meaning?
You were both right. She was the other Carol.
You okay?
Did you see that?
What?
It was the same room.
Wallstein. Alive.
You are... Are you?
This is not good.
Two at the same time, in the same place.
It's too much mass.
The energy.
It's obvious that we're here to discuss CTF magnetic disturbance relevant both at a subatomic and cosmic level.
Must be
If we understand these calculations correctly,
It will require quite complex mathematics.
eternal inflation.
fascinating stuff.
Always at the edge of what we can see way out in space.
So, what do you think this is all about?
Right now, right here.
Sandra, what is our status here? You're the other Sandra, aren't you? So where's the other me?
He's dead.
I see. Not good. Where's Carol? Fantastic. I mean, how awful.
I don't understand. How could she disappear? How can they both exist?
They can't. That's the thing.
So, what happens?
Is it over?
Over? Please, come. We don't have much time. Define the problem.
Bubble collision.
We are here.
Point of tangency.
It seems that your Wallenstein has made an incorrect assumption.
There are more than two.
It is the point of convergence.
How many?
How fast?
An infinite number at enormous speed. Amassing the energy and potentially creating...
Creating what?
Good point. We should keep everyone informed. It's what we can do to avoid...
Avoid what?
Okay, fine. I think this convergence... Go on.
I didn't say anything.
I was listening. You were talking.
I think what we have to do is tell everyone what is going to happen.
There will be a massive convergence.
So what we are seeing here is any number of crazy.
In order to bring all alternates up to speed.
A convergence this massive will increase density.
What were you saying? Increased density?
Did I say that?
That's a major problem.
What is?
Density?
Everyone should understand what is going on.
Sandra, correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm not mistaken.
The problem with these converging bubbles is that I think I know what will happen.
these multiple copies are incapable of coexisting, there will be a disaster. Guys, you're right.
Right about what?
Multiple masses in the same space.
A singularity.
Of course. And in order to make it stable.
A stable singularity? What is it?
Between the worlds.
Carol, you're back.
Was I ever gone?
So you see, if we assume there is another universe besides our own, and these two universes were to meet, even in a small point, say perhaps a point the size of a room, there would momentarily be double the amount of mass in that point. A simple string theory would then tell you that this is not very good. In fact, it could be catastrophic. The resulting mass-to-energy conversion would potentially cause simultaneous black hole eruptions in both the adjoining universes. In other words, twin Big Bangs, undoing the creation of said universes. Luckily, I have figured out a solution. If we were to observe such a collision between bubbles, that is, we would simply have to make sure that all mass energy content at the intersecting point occupies the same space-time. This would prevent the singularities from causing dual black holes and thus save the two universes. There is only one small problem. The room or point will become a singularity, folding into itself. In both universes it will appear to disappear. But if my calculations are correct, it will in fact not disappear, but only disconnect from its two parent bubbles and form its own new, unique bubble. The child of two universes.
Now is it over?
It feels stable.
Give it a moment to make sure.
So, now we can start fresh.
What do you think is out there?
It's an unknown constant.
A variable.
Maybe we can form it ourselves.
Do things better from the beginning.
You think there's nothing out there?
No, not nothing.
Everything.
Anything.
Come on.